Hello all and welcome to Alyx's World, the safe space for wrestling fans like you. I'm your host Alyx. I apologize for the late upload. This was supposed to come out earlier today. The plan was for me to wake up early in the morning, catch up on Collision, and then watch Ring of Honor Death Before Dishonor. I didn't wake up in the morning. Matter of fact, I woke up a lot later. Then I had some errands to do, so everything got pushed back. Collision got pushed back, and then Ring of Honor got pushed back. So that was 5 hours that I had to catch up on. And this is why it's coming out later tonight instead of earlier in the day. But regardless of when you watch this and how you watch this, thank you for making me a part of your day. I'm not going to keep you here long. I'm just going to run through both shows. You already know how things work here. If this is the first time you're watching me, I hope you like the video, and if you do, leave a comment, subscribe for more. Follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Threads, all the social media links are down below. And of course, feel free to donate, PayPal, Patreon, Cash App, and Venmo. And if you're watching this live, you can use the Super Chats. Look, if I was to give you my thoughts on which show was better, you know, man, I thought both shows were great. Both shows had excellent matches. One involving Athena and Willow Nightingale, which this will get me some heat. I feel it coming. I feel it coming. And I don't care. I thought Athena and Willow had one of the decade's best female main event matches so far. Decades. As in the 2020s. Might be one of the best female matches. Hell, I take that back. It might be one of the best main events I've seen so far this year. Those two did something special in that main event. There's something about Ring of Honor where I might not be a fan of the promotion per se or this revamped version of it. Personally, I'm just happy we have a place where wrestlers can work, they can get their reps in, and they have a place to showcase their skills in front of an audience that likes them. Whatever. It's not for me. Who cares? It's not just about me. It's about the wrestling business as a whole. And to me, having Ring of Honor around does good things for the wrestling business. I'm not going to pay $10 a month to watch it. But I will pay to watch the pay-per-views. The, quarterly pay-per-views, perhaps? Because it's Death Before Dishonor, Super Card of Honor, I think Final Battle, and then there's one more. I don't follow them that much. You'll have to tell me what the other one is. But yeah, so far, every pay-per-view since its return, since the return of Ring of Honor, has had at least one match of the year candidate. It hasn't stopped yet. The FTR matches have all, well, the Briscoes versus FTR matches. But yeah, even the FTR matches. FTR Briscoes have completely run amok in terms of classic matches on Ring of Honor television. They've captured the top matches on the card. And this year, Athena and Willow took it. What is going to be the Final Battle match of the year entry? I have no idea. But this match between Willow and Athena, it was intense. It was dramatic. It showcased the best of both females. It had the crowd on their feet. And I thought the crowd for this event, just getting right into Ring of Honor, I'm just going to go ahead and just transition into the pay-per-view because I'm already talking about it, right? So let's get right to it. The crowd for this event was weird. I get that it wasn't a lot. Well, it was maybe, a couple thousand? 2,000-3,000? Somewhere in between. They were kind of quiet. Maybe it was the audio. For me watching it, it sounded like they were quiet. It didn't look like it. It looked like they were pretty much into it, but there's something with the audio issues, and it's not just with Ring of Honor. It's AEW across the board, where I can't hear the audience. It's weird. I see them, and then, of course, when a big moment happens, I really hear them. But they sounded louder in the past. They don't sound as loud now. Is that an audio issue? Is that a production issue? Or a production call? I have no idea. But this crowd was okay. That's just my perception of it. Regardless of the crowd, other than the last 3 matches, it was good. Nothing I would go out of my way to watch. Look, before the show even premiered, I'm gonna be real with you, I had no idea what was on the card. And a lot of that had to do with a lot of changes that took place. Originally, the main event was supposed to be Claudio versus Eddie Kingston. Eddie Kingston went to do the G1 Climax in New Japan Pro Wrestling. And the idea was, well, maybe he can travel back and forth. Yeah, good luck with that. I think when Tony Khan saw how the schedule looked for him, he just changed his mind and said, all right, we'll do Mark Briscoe versus Claudio. And then Mark got injured. I think he got injured during a match or doing something. I have no idea, but let's just say the type of injury he has, it's going to keep him out for a long time. We most likely will not see him until, if we see him next year. But I think it was a knee, leg injury, some of the sort. Whatever the hell it was, it's going to keep him out for a long time. So they had to throw together a main event with Claudio and Pac. And the match was awesome, as you would expect. But because it didn't have enough time to build to it, you didn't have the emotion behind it that you would have had behind a Mark Briscoe versus Claudio or an Eddie Kingston versus Claudio, because they've had time to build to that. You have a story with Eddie Kingston absolutely despising who Claudio is, which ties into Eddie and Moxley's feud on the main roster. And Mark Briscoe is the lovable sweetheart ever since we lost Jay Briscoe, rest in peace. Everyone has just, it's almost like everyone is gonna love him no matter what. So he's the Cinderella story. That would have been the right one to go with, honestly. Personally, no offense to Eddie Kingston and Claudio, the right one should have been Mark Briscoe and Claudio. Claudio and Mark Briscoe. But we can always do that next time. But yeah, Pac and Claudio, awesome match. It's just, it doesn't have a story. So it was an awesome match. I'll even say fantastic match in a vacuum. And we got the reunion of the Death Triangle taking on the Blackpool Combat Club, or at least an iteration of it. You got the best friends involved, that being, of course, Trent Beretta, Chucky T, and then Orange Cassidy. So I'm assuming we're starting to reform some of the participants in the Trios division. I don't know if it's a Trios division for Ring of Honor or a Trios division for AEW, probably both. I would see those two crossing over, quite frankly, but match was awesome. It's just, there wasn't enough story for me to care. And that's pretty much how I felt about a majority of the show. A lot of really, really good matches. I really enjoyed that opening contest between Commander and Gravity. Never seen Gravity before. Was kind of hokey when it first started off. He came out in the spacesuit. I'm from space. Look at me. It's like, okay, this is kind of hokey. And then he started wrestling. And then he was cool. Commander did some new stuff here. Commander, I think, is starting to slow down a little bit more. And quite frankly, it's working for him. He's a lot more effective when he slows down. You don't have to go for a springboard, a tightrope walk, moonsault, shooting star press 450 every single time. Save the big moves when it matters. So when you do hit it, it's something special. Now, if you're going to do it often enough to where you don't screw it up, but don't do it every match. You get me? Save the really, really crazy stuff. Unless you can hit it, like Pac hits the corkscrew moonsault shooting star press. Every time he hits it, it's perfect. He hasn't botched it yet. Knock on wood. But yeah, he's hit it every single time. So good. But, I don't know. It's just, Commander does these rope walk shooting star presses almost too much, to the point where I'm like, dude, be careful, because all it takes for you is to botch that once, and that's it. But I guess you had to keep doing it repeatedly so you don't botch. It's a weird thing where if he stops doing it, he becomes more susceptible to botching it because he's not doing it often and he's not working out the kinks to where he doesn't botch it. You know what I mean? You do it often enough, you train your body to do it right every single time. But if he does it too much, then it stops having an effect when he does it. So you gotta find that happy medium. But the Luchador match, Commander Gravity opened the show, and it was an awesome match. It was a perfect Luchador styled performance, and Gravity won. Interesting choice. Gravity won, and he'll be fighting Pac on Wednesday. Okay, we're gonna see more Gravity. I'm not against Luchadors on my television, but we got like what? Bandito, Commander, the Lucha Bros, and I feel like we're missing someone else. I mean, you got Rush, and of course Andrade. So we got a lot of Luchadors, not just in AEW, but like, well, yeah, just overall AEW, because Ring of Honor is AEW, but like, they got a lot of them. And then they want to bring in El Hijo del Vikingo every once in a while. So it's like so much Luchador action, and I'm not bitching about it. I'm just saying, it's a lot. It's hard to keep up. It's hard for them to stand out if they don't have their own uniqueness to them. So hopefully Gravity can do that. Samoa Joe defeated Dalton Castle in a TV title match. I don't even think this match was announced. Did they even advertise this match, or did it just get added? Because I didn't know about any of the matches going into this show, because they don't advertise this stuff anymore. You really have to watch Ring of Honor Weekly to know about this. Well, Samoa Joe defeated Dalton Castle. The match was fine. I'll even say it was good. They're doing something where Stokely Hathaway, which I think is the GM, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. He's an authority figure. How about that? He's pulling some strings to make sure Samoa Joe stays the king of television. So, there you go. I guess Samoa Joe is losing his touch in terms of how great he used to be, and so now he needs help to maintain his image. It's fine. It's a fine story. It's just, I feel like Joe could be doing better, doing more. You get me? Like his stuff with CM Punk on Collision, that's something I can sink my teeth into. This, but he's on TV, so who cares, right? Brian Cage and the Embassy, Mogul Embassy, defeated, who are these people? Master Wato, Taguchi, Leon Ruffin. Oh, Leon Ruff. I just realized that was Leon Ruff. Yeah, you could tell I didn't really care about this match. I mean, look, Brian Cage is always a joy to watch. I'm still getting used to the Embassy. You get me? It's like, unless Swerve is with them, I don't really find them all that engaging. But I will always be a big fan of Who Better Than Cage? I'm still waiting on Melissa Santos to come in and be his, like, personal ring announcer. I want that, Tony. Make it happen. But yeah, Mogul Embassy retains. Oh, this was good. This was great, even. Katsuyori Shibata versus Daniel Garcia and his famous pelvic thrust. I'm loving it. Mr. Sports Entertainment himself over here doing that pelvic thrust and getting more over with it than he's done. Than he has ever. And, well, period. Since he's been wrestling. I mean, sometimes you being a professional wrestler is great and all, but if you got that one thing that people can connect with, that's what stands out. That's not just, everyone thinks that's just a wrestling thing. That's not just a wrestling thing. That's just entertainment, period. But it fits where he is right now. He's a sports entertainer, so it makes sense that his dancing gimmick is what gets him over. But when he becomes a wrestler, that will probably not be a thing as much, but we'll see. Maybe he'll keep doing it. This was great. I love the Pure Championship rules. I think this is a great concept that should be done a little bit more often. That's just my personal opinion. Sometimes I just want a pure wrestling match. Every once in a while, you get so much high-flying suicide dives, 630s, blood, steel chairs, apparently bed of nails. Jesus Christ, thumbtacks. You have all that tonight, by the way. It's just good to have a wrestling match. None of the craziness, no tags, no 6-man, no interference. Just give me a wrestling match. And we got that. And it was great. These last 3 matches, honestly, should be what you watch the show for. So, Shibata retains. We get to this Fight Without Honor match. It's a 6-man tag. Dark Order, Evil Uno, John Silver, and Alex Reynolds took on The Righteous and Stu Grayson. Now, if I'm not mistaken, The Righteous originally, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but originally, they were supposed to come to WWE and be a part of the Wyatt Six with Bray Wyatt. They were coming to WWE. Then there was a talent freeze, as you guys know, and then they went to AEW. They got signed by Tony Khan. So I don't know what's going to happen to that Wyatt Six stable, but watching them here, yeah, I can see why they almost became a part of the Wyatt Six, and they would have fit in perfectly, because they are great. Now, I haven't been following Ring of Honor that much, but Stu Grayson is no longer a part of Dark Order? Oh, okay. Is there a reason why that happened? Because I'm just like, Stu and Evil Uno have been tag partners since the beginning. What? Alright. I guess that's the thing now. Match was still awesome. A bloody, outstanding match. Very violent. Thumbtacks, Legos. Legos hurt. Shut up. They do hurt. When I saw him drop them Legos on the mat, I said, nah, bruh. That shit hurts. And it's Legos and thumbtacks. You had tables. You had people being dropped on their heads multiple times. People falling through barbed wire tables, getting hit with barbed wire 2x4s. Everyone was bloody. So this is a match that goes to show you that even though AEW is changing their, changing certain things to fit more of a safety protocol, because eventually they're about to be marketed by Warner Brothers Discovery. So guess what? Certain things have to be reeled in a bit. Not saying you can't do them, just don't do them as much. That's what they're trying to do here. That doesn't mean we're not going to get violent matches. This is a case where if you thought AEW was going to be PG, you can watch this match and go, nothing has changed. The only thing that's changed is that we're not going to be doing it as much. You get what I mean? So, we already talked about the last two matches. Claudio and Pac, outstanding match. Just didn't care about it because there wasn't enough story behind it, which is why I am so happy that they closed with Athena and Willow. What I love about this match, besides what I talked about earlier, it was intense, it was dramatic, they both showcased the best of their abilities. I love that they ran through the history of wrestling finishers done by previous female wrestlers in Ring of Honor. And I love that Ian Riccaboni and the other dude, the commentary, but Ian Riccaboni especially, they did such a good job of letting us know these two are doing finishers from female wrestlers of the past. Are they female Ring of Honor champions or just female wrestlers? I don't know. But I was seeing all these crazy moves started. I'm like, oh, yo, these women are going at it. These are some really sweet moves. And then it was told by Ian that these are all finishers from past female wrestlers. And I was just like, yo, I might need to go back and watch some of them because these moves were hot. They were some high finishers. Hot moves all around. The big moment of the match. And this is what put it over for me. And this is why I say this is one of the best female matches of the decade. One of the best matches, period. I put it above Charlotte and Rhea. I'm sorry. Hate me all you want. It's better than Charlotte and Rhea from WrestleMania. It is. When Athena hit the old face, when she was Ember Moon, it was called the Eclipse. When she hit her finisher, and then Willow kicked out. This crowd, which wasn't all that into the show or just sounded quiet, when she kicked out, they erupted. And I could hear them. They erupted. When Willow did the one thing that many female wrestlers could not do. That was an excellent spot. And then it took two O-faces to beat Willow and then choke her out. Well, she passed out to the crossface, which I thought was great. Let me tell y'all something, man. Don't sleep on Athena. But hold up. Let's not even talk about Athena yet. Willow is special. There's something special about this girl. And I think people are now seeing it because she beat Mercedes. She wasn't originally scheduled to beat Mercedes, but because she did, now everyone is waking up to, oh wow, she's actually really, really good. She's always been good. Okay, I take that back. She hasn't always been good. She hasn't always been this good. What happened is, when she first started off, she was a jobber. She always had the personality, but inside the ring, not that great. And then over time, she got better and better and better and better and better. And then people, they're sleeping on her. And then before you know it, we wake up, today, and realize, oh shit, she's amazing. Willow is someone special, and her future is bright. Definitely a future women's champ. But that's the future. Currently, the best female wrestler, and I'm sitting on this until Thunder Rosa or Serena Deeb come back. The current best female wrestler in AEW, not just Ring of Honor, is Athena. Without question, it's not even close. Everything she does, from her selling to the offense to the execution of her moves, it looks so convincing, you forget you're watching a pre-planned fight. This woman is the shit in all the best ways. And she needs more TV time. AEW need to be listening to this. She needs a lot more TV time on the main roster than you give her. Don't keep her down here in Ring of Honor. Sorry, because that's what it is. Don't keep her down here in Ring of Honor and not use her to help elevate your women's division. Yes, you got Britt Baker. Yes, you got Jamie Hayter. Yes, you got, of course, the Outcast, Abby Ruby Soho, Saraya, Toni Storm, your women's champ. You got Taya Valkyrie. You got Sky Blue. You got a lot of female wrestlers. Jay Cargill, who's not here right now, but she'll be back soon. And then they're on the shelf. Thunder Rosa, Serena Deeb, but they'll be coming back soon. You got a lot of great talent. You need Athena on that roster. No offense to Chris Statlander, who's the TBS champ. I'm glad she's getting her run. It might be time to drop that belt to Athena. Because Athena is 10 times better than Chris Statlander. Sorry. Athena needs her flowers now. And after having one of the best female main events in the last, 3 years since the 2020 started, honestly, probably ever, because there hasn't been a lot of female wrestling main events in wrestling. Yeah, she needs more TV time. Don't play around with her. She's amazing. So, great show. But watch those last 3 matches. And you'll get your money's worth, quite frankly. I still don't feel the need to watch Ring of Honor weekly. I'm not going to change my mind on that. But the pay-per-views, if you continue to give me at least one match of your candidate on every show, then yes, I will happily continue to spend my money and watch it. So, really quickly, just going through Collision, because I do want to talk about it. Look, the only things that stand out to me, and this show was good, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that you shouldn't go out of your way to watch it, but Ricky Starks. Let's talk about Ricky freaking Starks, because what I love about what they're doing with him now, and one thing that's been missing from him, is that ever since he cheated, and he cheated to win the Owen Hart Cup, the Owen Hart Tournament, it feels like he's been reinvigorated. It feels like he's refreshed. It feels like he has a direction again, because there's a story now. What is that story? Ricky Starks cannot see success, has not been able to be successful in AEW unless he cheats. That's his story. And it's so awesome. I fucking love it. And you want to know why I love it? Because he makes it work. You can tell that he doesn't want to cheat, but he has to. It's the only way he's going to see success in AEW. And he hides behind it with the Louis bags and the Gucci shoes and the fancy cars and the crazy pyro. He's overcompensating from the fact that as a performer, he hasn't been very successful unless he cheats. But that's his story. And guess what? He has been doubling down on that secret sauce. He doubled down on it. Well, not tonight, because this isn't premiere tonight, but on this show, in the main event, it was Ricky Starks and Christian, who had an awesome line in the opening. We'll get to that in a second, but it was Ricky Starks and Christian taking on CM Punk and Darby Allin. And he used the ropes to win. Because that's his secret sauce. And he'll continue to hide behind it. But that's what you do to create characters. I love it. I love this. I love him coming out with the crazy pyro almost Cody Rhodes-like, but not quite. And honestly, based off of the crowd reaction tonight, it might be different in different cities. But in Newark, they loved him. So it's the opposite of CM Punk. CM Punk is the babyface that is hated. Not everywhere, but that is kind of hated. Ricky Starks is the heel that is loved. Like, come on, man. Like, that's awesome. I love that. And you know what? If this means Ricky gets to get more TV time and he has a direction and he gets to develop his character and he might actually get a championship run, do it. I look forward to seeing what they do with this because now you have a character. So now you don't have to worry about Ricky getting, how do I put this, getting stale because he has a direction now. What's the direction? All right. Currently, he can't be successful without cheating. So what does he have to do to get over that hump? Now it's like over time, he's going to have to find a way to win without cheating. And that will be his ultimate story. Oh, it's so good. Speaking of stories, getting back to the opening, CM Punk came out to confront Ricky about his secret sauce. And Ricky told him, look, this Louis bag is just as empty as that red bag you're carrying around. And CM Punk finally revealed what was in the red bag. It was the AEW World title, which we all assumed. And he said, I am the real AEW World Champion until Max beats me. There's your main event for All Out. There's your main event. Well, that's assuming that Adam Cole and MJF don't, you know. I'm very curious to see how that works out. Because if we do CM Punk and MJF at All Out, does that mean we're not doing, or if we do Adam Cole versus MJF, that pretty much spoils that match. I don't know. We'll have to figure that out. We'll figure that one out later. But, yeah, like, the stories. It's the stories, bro. Andrade getting banned because he's obsessed with the mask that the House of Black took. And then the House of Black took on the Acclaim. Freaking Buddy Matthews cut Max Caster midway during his rap because Max Caster was about to bring up Dominic Mysterio and Rhea Ripley. I saw that interview with Rhea Ripley talking about where her and Dom does fucking. And I was like, nah, bro. Nah, Buddy, man. So Max was about to say something dumb. And Buddy cut him off midway, and that was great. But the House of Black do get the victory over the Acclaimed. And then afterwards, we see Billy Gunn taking off his laces. Billy Gunn? Is he retiring? I don't know. Could be kayfabe, but I will say this. The man has wrestled over... His career has spanned over 5 decades. It's been 30 years, but he's been wrestling since the 80s. 80s, 90s, 2000s, 2010s, and then now in the 2020s. That's 5 decades. 30 years. Over 30 years, excuse me. Man. Look, I don't know if this is a storyline. It might be a storyline, but I'm going to just say this. If this is it, let's just go off of this. If this is it, you know what? He's earned it. Anytime we get Billy Gunn on our TV sets, it's extra. He doesn't need to do this. He can retire right now and have a Hall of Fame career. He is a Hall of Famer. He's in the Hall of Fame right now, DX. But he is a legend who has made all his money. He doesn't need to do this no more. He can retire and have a healthy career as a coach, and Tony will pay him millions to bring in and help build the new generations. Because that's who Billy is. Now, the only reason I don't think he's retiring is simply because he looks fucking amazing for his age. What is he, 54, 53? Probably older, around that age. He looks like he's 30. Look, Sting is still going. Why can't Billy still go? It's just, what are you going to do with him? That's the thing. So if he retires, you know what? Thank you, Billy. If this is a storyline, I look forward to seeing where it goes. And, you know, the rest of the show was just good wrestling. Taya Valkyrie beat Sky Blue. She'll be taking on Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, on Wednesday. I'm assuming the Outcasts are going to join and she's going to become the new member. Because they're building to, again, they're going to build to what I'm assuming is going to be the females blood and guts match later this year, which, woo, that'll be dope. FTR did a promo to hype up that, big time main event next week. FTR versus MJF and Adam Cole. Oh, God damn it. Why is this on Saturdays? Oh, I can't miss that match. Damn it, I can't. I might stay home and watch it. Saturdays is that's my me day, y'all. Alright. We'll see. I might just stay home and watch it and then go out afterwards. I don't care. That match, I'm not missing that match. I'm sorry. You know what? I'm not missing that match. There's no way. There's too much riding on that match for me to not be home to watch it. So let me move my schedule around and see what I can do. If I end up missing it, trust me, I'm watching it. That's the first thing I'm doing when I get home. And I'm going to get this review up as soon as possible. I don't give a shit if I have to stay up at night to watch it. Okay? I'm watching MJF and Adam Cole, Baby, or Better Than You, Baby, versus FTR. But yeah, I think I covered pretty much everything. Action Andretti and Darius Martin took on Bullet Club Gold. Bullet Club Gold is quickly becoming one of my favorite acts in wrestling. I love them. And I think part of it is the charisma of Juice Robinson and Jay White. Jay White has been a fucking angel. He has been perfect in AEW. I had an issue with was it just yeah, I say it right. Action Andretti and Darius Martin. I gotta stop getting those two mixed up. But he has been phenomenal in AEW. I'm shocked at how well he's working out. He wouldn't have worked out this well in WWE. Sorry. Miro squashed Nick Camarado. They're building to him versus Orange Cassidy, probably at All In, if I'm not mistaken. That should be an awesome match. And then Christian. This is the final thing I'll talk about. I love this. Again, it's about the characters and the story. Luchasaurus is the TNT champ. Period. But having Christian walk around acting like he's the champ, doing all the talking, and acting like he's the one defending it when it's Luchasaurus doing all the work. Come on. Come on, man. That's amazing. And we're setting up Luchasaurus. We're actually setting up Luchasaurus versus Darby Allin for All Out, which the bill for that's going to be intense. But yeah, Christian's the one walking around with the TNT title, though, and he's talking a good game. And anytime Luchasaurus wins, he's like, that's right, I'm a fighting champion, bitch. It's all about the characters, y'all. And this is a great gimmick. Oh, this is amazing. I don't want this to end. Quite frankly, I hope Christian continues to hold that belt while Luchasaurus does all the work. No offense to Darby Allin, he's won that belt enough. Keep this shit going. This is amazing. I love this. It's one of the best things in AEW, for real. Like Christian holding the belt while Luchasaurus does the work. Like it's perfect. It's just so good. Everything so far, and I mean this, everything AEW has been doing lately, even though it's not reflecting in the ratings and it's not reflecting in attendance, if they keep it up and they rebuild that trust with the audience, that when they spend money on them, they're gonna get their show that they want. They're gonna get their money's worth. Once you rebuild that trust with the audience, you'll start selling out arenas, and we're seeing that with Wembley Stadium. Like 75,000 tickets, and not one match has been announced yet. Now they might need to go ahead and get on it because it's literally a month away now. What, a month and 4 days away? Yeah, you might want to go ahead and start announcing matches. Seriously. But because AEW has been killing it in terms of their shows lately, what that does is that you build this unspoken trust between the company and the audience that, okay, when you give us money, we're going to give you the best show possible. So all AEW has to do is continue, and I mean this, continue, hopefully, to deliver great weekly shows, announce the matches, continue telling your stories, Continue having the people who stand out, and then have these same people on those shows. We need Keith Lee and Swerve Strickland a lot more on television. You got 5 hours now. 5 hours. That's 2 hours of Dynamite, 2 hours of Collision, and 1 hour of Rampage. You need to have all of them. Swerve, Keith, Darby, Orange, Miro, Punk, Ricky, Kenny, the Young Bucks, Kota Ibushi. Hopefully you can get him. And yes, I did notice that Kota was a little slower than usual, and I didn't talk about it on Dynamite because, yeah, I noticed it. Everyone's like, well, Kota is out of shape. No shit, he's been out on injury. He hurt his shoulder in 2021, so he couldn't work out. If you can't work out, you're gonna get slimmer. And so he has to rebuild himself, so that's gonna take some time. But now that he's back, apparently he's fine. He just has to get his physique back, which is going to take some time. But he'll get back there. I'm not worried about that. But you got Kota, you got Britt, you got Ruby, you got the Outcast, Saraya, Toni Storm. Jamie Hayter might be coming back. Of course, you got the TBS champ, Chris Statlander. You got Athena, you got Willow. You got all these talents. It is time to really get down to business and give us the best 2 pay-per-views back-to-back. If you're going to make us spend $50 on both shows, which I don't think is going to happen. I do expect there to be a bundle. There better be. If you're going to make us spend money on these shows, they better be the best goddamn shows ever. Or don't waste our time. Period. When it comes to All In, you have no excuse. You need to deliver one of the best shows ever. Sorry. There is no excuse for having the biggest audience in attendance, one of the biggest audiences, probably the biggest audience, because it's going to hit 8,000. By the time we get to the event next month and they start announcing matches, it'll get over 8,000. 80,000 fans in the arena. Yeah, it definitely hit over 8,000. That's 10 times more. But yeah, they're going to have easily perhaps the biggest wrestling attendance audience, not named Collision in Korea, which is not something I count because they were forced to be there, otherwise they would die. I hate when people bring that up. What about Collision in Korea? You mean the event where people were forced to be there or they would die? That's the one you want to use as like a retort for why AEW isn't the biggest wrestling attended event, AEW All In? Y'all are weird. I'm just saying, like, y'all got issues. But anyways, I need to start seeing AEW get down to business. You have the talent. It's time to give us the shows. There you go. That's my review. Happy I talked about both shows. Give me your thoughts about both. Let me know how you feel. And that's it, y'all. As you follow out, do all the YouTube things. Like the video, subscribe, and click that bell to catch all my content when it comes out. Follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Cameo, Threads, and all that jazz. And donate using PayPal, Patreon, Cash App, and Venmo. Thank you all so much. Thank you for making me a part of your day. And always know, you are welcomed right here in Alyx's world. The place that is, was, and forever will be a safe space for wrestling fans like you. This is Alyx, just Alyx, signing off. See you next time. Peace.